Well, thank you. You know, I saw a quote. Actually, our good friend Russell Lake pointed it out to me. There's a quote that says, "Economics is not brain surgery." Now, I'm only a little bit insulted because, you know, I think you're right. Economics should be really pretty simple. But it seems like somehow we've gotten away from that. We've got massive debt, a banking crisis, and a whole host of problems. Under President Trump, right up till COVID, everything was getting better. And then boom, COVID hits. And since the administration changed, everything's gotten worse.
And it's all self-inflicted problems, you know. It used to be that people knew that if you infused a lot of capital into an economic situation without a concomitant increase in goods and services, that you would create massive inflation. Seems like they forgot that.
Yeah, but that is the definition of inflation. Too much money chasing too few goods.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be true. You go into any school, you go to a lot of schools, and take some candy in for sale to the kids, and then at the same time hand them a lot of free money. I'll bet the prices on candy go up.
I'm sure it would.
You know, we did expect a boom, a real boom, after COVID coming out. People wanted to get back to work and everything else. That's what we saw in the 1920s following the Spanish flu.
Right.
But we didn't see that now. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think the culture has changed. And, you know, people are looking for the easy way out. And we unfortunately gave them the easy way out with all of these handouts. And it's not really free money because somebody has to pay for it.
That's true.
The next generations are going to have a significant problem. Right now, service on the national debt is our third biggest expenditure for the government, behind social services and defense.
Now, you're right, it's not brain surgery, it's actually pretty simple math. When we had 1% interest rates and when President Trump left office, the debt was $27.7 trillion. That means we were paying $277 billion a year in interest payments, which is a whole lot of money. Way too much, more than we should be paying.
Absolutely.
But the debt's now grown to $32 trillion.
It's 6%.
Yes. So you add it up, we're putting more than half of all income tax, personal income tax, corporate income tax, not counting payroll taxes. I'm putting those, because those are supposed to pay for Medicare and Social Security payments. But put those aside, we only bring in about $3 trillion a year in total income tax, and we're putting $1.5 trillion or more just on interest.
It's not sustainable.
No.
But unfortunately, you know, the experts, I put that in quotations, like to say that there's an economic cycle. And it's a natural cycle, up and down, up and down. But I take issue with that. And I say it goes up when we have people in office who know what they're doing, and it goes down when they don't.
That's
pretty
true.
consistent.
That's true. Unlike, they won't believe there's a natural cycle in the temperature or the climate, which of course is nature. So it has a natural cycle by definition.
Of course.
But no, you're talking human-led activity, and unfortunately we don't have brain surgeons running the economy, do we?
We have just the opposite, unfortunately. And it's sort of what happens when you put politics ahead of everything else. You put it ahead of the well-being of the nation. And, you know, it's part of what allows us to keep a functioning republic, having a sound economic system. And so when Ben Franklin said, if you can keep it, he wasn't just talking about, you know, politics. He was talking about the health of our system.
Yeah, well, here's the prescription that the left has given us. Higher regulation, more taxes, free money, allow the borders to be open so people can come across. We fund woke so that we tell corporations to be doing diversity, equity, inclusion instead of making money. And then we tear down the education system.